Hey friends, boy, do I have an exciting DIY to share with you today. Some might say it's a plant holder, others a lamp. It can function as both or either or. It's made with copper wire, wood, clay, and of course a trusty seashell. So if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button and let's dive in.
Hey friends, welcome to Twirl Craft Studio, where we turn everyday things into, oh wow, did you make that? Grab your crafting supplies, maybe a snack, and let's make something beautiful together. So if you've ever thought, hey, can I put a houseplant in a seashell and make it glow from within like a magical ocean lantern? The answer is yes. Materials: self-drying clay, wooden ring, a large seashell. The chunkier, the better. We love curves. LED tea light or fairy light, copper wire, small glass jar, a cute little pothos clipping, the star of the show, a flat wooden base. I'm using this gorgeous mandala sunflower wood piece I picked up at the craft store because why not? And of course, imagination plus mild chaos. Standard supplies at Twirl Craft Studio. Okay, step 1. Flatten that clay like it's your morning stress relief session. Press your wooden ring into it, commit, then cut away the extra bits. Pop your shell on top to mold the shape, like it's test driving its new home. And just FYI, when the clay dries, it shrinks a little. While the base was drying, it was time for the real challenge, decorating. And let me tell you, I spent an embarrassing amount of time staring at this base trying to decide on a vibe. Normally, I go straight for color explosion mode, but this time I had to rein myself in and let the shell do the talking. And yes, the shell did have opinions. I started by outlining the flower in a soft peach, surprisingly close to the natural color of the shell, which felt like a sign from the DIY universe. When I'm choosing colors, I always follow my trusty rule of threes. Pick 3 colors that complement each other but still give just enough contrast to make things interesting. After a few days of pondering, overthinking, and holding paint swatches up to the shell like it was auditioning for a makeover show, I finally landed on my trio: peach, white, and charcoal gray. Simple, coastal, soft, and I managed not to add neon pink. Once I was satisfied, or satisfied for now, with the base, it was time to move on to the next step. After letting the clay dry for a few days, I could now assess how much it shrank and use some hot glue to reattach it to the wooden ring. I would love to hear your thoughts. Would you use hot glue, or do you have another idea of making the base sturdy? Now it's time to attach the shell to the wooden sunflower. And listen, this is not the moment to be shy with the glue. Channel your inner overachiever. Glue like you mean it. To hide the glue, because no one needs to see that sticky chaos, I wrapped a bit of nautical style rope around the base. Bonus, not only does it cover everything beautifully, it also adds the perfect little decorative touch. Very coastal chic without even trying. Now we move on to the plant hanger portion of this craft. Grab your copper wire, your glass jar, your pliers, and something sturdy to wrap the wire around. The goal here is to shape the wire, not to accidentally crush your jar, like you're starring in a DIY disaster reel. First, wrap your copper wire into a spiral for the bottom of the jar. This can be a bit tricky with the thicker wire, so I always start by wrapping the wire around something other than the glass. It lets me get the general shape without risking a dramatic shattering moment. Once I've got a solid form, then I gently fit it to the jar, like introducing it to its new outfit. Next, bend the wire around the shell and start forming your spiral on the other side. Sometimes I'll even give the spiral a little tap-tap with a hammer to flatten it out and make it look extra polished. Fair warning, your pets will evacuate the room like you just announced bath time. The hammering is, not subtle. I decided to add some dots around some of the petals. I think this gave an extra special touch. What do you think? If you're impatient like me, which, let's be honest, we are, here's a tip. A blow dryer works wonderfully for drying paint. Craft hack or personality flaw, who's to say? Final step, give that sunflower a nice coat of Mod Podge. It protects the wood and makes everything look like you actually knew what you were doing the whole time. I use the shiny kind because, honestly, I enjoy a little sparkle in my life. It's like skincare, but for crafts. Place your LED tea light or fairy lights inside the shell. Instant cottagecore meets beachcore. We are inventing aesthetics today. Set the whole piece on your decorative base so it feels fancy and intentional, like it belongs in a beach house owned by someone who does yoga and collects driftwood. At this point in the craft, I had the realization that this started as a simple idea and then spiraled much like the copper wire. I was aiming for plant holder, then it became a what even is this? But honestly, this is the Twirlcraft studio philosophy.